Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of us, depending on your time zone. Welcome to Market Access Training Session 1 of 2025. My name is Tom Owor. I come from Kenya, together with my colleague Edwin Alum, who also comes from Kenya. It will reach a point in which we shall actually elaborate on our introduction so that you'll actually be able to get to know us better. The session for today will be brief. We will strive as much as possible to do it in less than an hour, giving us room to focus on the events that will then unfold weeks beginning next week and spanning over the 4 weeks that then will end on the 13th of March 2025. So having said that, allow me to share my screen so that we can then start this session officially. Yes, hold on. I will share my screen and hoping that we are then in a position to see the screen. Yes, once more, thank you very much for making time to come for this training. It's a training that is focused on enabling you as participants to be able to get to know the dynamics within your domestic, regional, and international market, so that then you'll be in a position to get to know exactly where you would then position your various products. So market access training is actually a training that is very crucial because it empowers different organizations, different participants to be able to really appreciate the various market dynamics with the view of aligning their products and services to these various markets. Now, as part of the training and as part of the colleague quality control measure, it is important that we take you through a few aspects that then govern this training. And these are based on colleague's quality approach, which is based on ISO 21001, 2108. So COLLEAD is an ISO certified organization that offers trainings that are then aligned to the ISO standards for this particular training. Then it is important to appreciate the fact that COLLEAD, based on the ISO certification, has got a quality policy. And this quality policy is one of the first things that we normally share with the participants to enable them know and appreciate the role that COLLEAD as a training institution offers to participants across Africa, Pacific, and the Caribbean countries where the organization operates. Number one is COLLEAD guarantees a high quality of training that is offered to the participants. Number two is strengthening the technical and teaching expertise of local human resources. COLLEAD emphasizes the fact that it is important and very relevant to identify certain skills within the local areas where participants operate from and build their capacity to then enable them to cascade these to different sectors where they operate. So these critical pillars 1, 2, 3 are what governs COLLEAD's quality approach. It goes further to appreciate the need to satisfy the learners. And therefore, in this particular scenario, we will ensure satisfaction of learners, and not only the learners, because if we satisfy meet the needs of the learners, we must also ensure that those needs align to the various organizations where the learners actually come from. And therefore, in this particular respect, we will reach a point whereby we'll be asking about your expectations to enable us to be able to align your expectations with the training objectives. And then number two, you are encouraged to speak to the trainers if there is something that perhaps you feel should be addressed to enable you participate in this training efficiently and effectively. By and large, at the end of the session, there will be an evaluation that will be done, and there is a form that we shall be provided with. And that particular form will help us in terms of getting to know whether or not your requirements have actually been met. Similarly, you are encouraged to submit a complaint in the unlikely event that you are not happy with certain things. So feel free to, submit a complaint because it is only then that you can actually be able to know whether or not there is certain things that we need to adjust to be able to make this training more relevant. Now, Khalid's quality approach goes further to emphasize, the training requirements. Number one is that the organization provides quality expertise that will then be able to provide the training in a manner that will meet the satisfaction of the various participants. And in this regard, for this to be achieved, we need everyone's commitment. There is a trainer's code and a learner's code. And therefore, these particular two codes must actually be aligned to the extent that by the end of the training, all of us will actually be happy having delivered a very successful training. And of course, issues to do with the logistics in terms of arrangements for the training are also put in place to ensure the training is done in the most appropriate and conducive environment. Now, we have a trainer's code. Schooling. And this trainer's code is what governs what trainers like myself and my colleague Edwin will actually be doing. Number one is to meet your expectations. And if there is any special need, we need actually to listen to that. And we ensure that we enforce safe and supportive learning environment. There will be a lot of collaboration among ourselves, the trainers and you as the learners. And of course, as the trainers, we will assess everyone fairly without actually having to be biased in any way or the other. And equally, as trainers, we will be listening to you people. Why are we listening to you people? You are entrepreneurs, you have your own experiences. So it will be important for us also to give you the opportunity to explain and to share your experiences, because then that encourages cross-learning among the participant. And of course, respecting personal, organizational, and intellectual property data. This is important because we will be exchanging a lot of information among ourselves here. There are certain information that are perhaps considered sensitive. So we are encouraging you that if you feel that there are certain information that you cannot be able to share or provide, kindly do not share that, because we also are very sensitive in terms of the information that we get from you people. But we want to assure you that each and every information that we get from you people will not be used or will not be shared with any third parties. Now, on the side of the learners, number one, attendance is very key. And we'll also be taking daily register, because taking daily register basically means that your attendance is actually taken care of, because the certificate of completion will also be based on how many days of attendance each and every single trainee has actually attended. We request you to be very punctual. If possible, if you can manage to be online 5 minutes to the hour, the better for all of us. And of course, respect among ourselves, your own equipment, which of course can as well be your computer, your laptop, or your mobile phone, depending on where you are coming from. And I've actually indicated the need to respect personal and organizational data. Could somebody please just mute, because we're actually hearing some voice from some quarter. Yes, still on the learners' commitment, we request you to stay committed throughout the training session, willingness to listen and to collaborate, listen to your colleagues, and also collaborate effectively with your colleagues. I have emphasized the fact that all of us are actually coming something on the table. So by listening to your colleagues, by collaborating with your colleagues, you'll actually also be learning among yourselves, which I think is also something very, very important when we're actually doing learning that involves adults coming with experience from diverse backgrounds. So that is equally very, very important. Now, let me talk briefly about the training program. Number one is that the training program is on the platform. I want to believe most of us have logged onto the platform, and perhaps, I believe all of us have actually registered. So upload the training program. It will be able to guide you appropriately if you have not done so. And the Zoom link that you've actually given here is actually a rolling Zoom link. This is a link that we shall be using throughout the training session. And as indicated in the earlier communication, we shall be having sessions every Tuesday and Thursday, beginning next week without fail, 11:30 GMT, 12:30 p.m. Brussels time, 14:30 East African time, and 13:30 Central African time. And of course, the first module will be introduction to the market, and this will be done in week one. Basically meaning that on Tuesday, we'll be doing introduction to this module number one. And in the process of this training, there will be an assignment that will be given to the participant, which will form the basis of the training that will then follow on Thursday of the very same week. Then on the second week, we'll be talking about a product requirement for local, regional, and international markets. This will equally take place on Tuesday and Thursday, 11:30 GMT, depending on your time zone, 12:30 Brussels time, 14:30 EAT, and 13:30 CAT. Module 3 will be on developing the competitive and pricing strategy for the various products that you do. The first day, which will be on Tuesday, we will be doing the theoretical aspects of it, and in the process give you the assignment that will then form the basis of the next session that will take place on Thursday of the very same week. Then finally, in week 4, which will begin in the first week of March, will be about financial planning. You realize we can speak about everything, but if we fail to talk about the pricing, fail to talk about break-even points, then basically we are not in business. So we'll actually make a closure by the fourth module, which will be on financial planning. So that is how the training session will be run. Now, personal data and intellectual property issues that can also lead to some of disputes. If in the process we capture any data from you, this data will be stored on Colleague's protected server and are never communicated whatsoever to any third party. For more information, we are actually encouraged to consult Colleague's personal data management policy, which of course guides this data that is collected in the process of our interactions. And then documents and materials provided by Colleague, you will be able to access documents and data from Colleague. These are also subject to intellectual property rights, and therefore be used and shared in compliance with these rights. Of course, finally, during the training, we'll also be taking some photographs during the training, and therefore you are actually free. If you feel strongly that you should not be able to take your photograph, please let us know. It is not mandatory, but again, it is necessary that we also capture as part of the reporting that we shall be doing, and also as part of the activities we shall actually be exposing on our social media networks. Yeah, so those forms the basis of that. Now, rules of engagement. We encourage positive participation from all the participants. It will be very interactive. We do not expect the trainers to be talking among themselves because then that will not be a very good training. So yes, number one, the training will be very, very interactive. Number two, active listening and mutual respect is very, very important. When somebody is speaking, we have to keep quiet and mute so that at least the message that is actually sending is actually sent across effectively. And in case you want to speak, kindly raise up your hands. If there is a question that you want to ask, if maybe there is an additional issue you want to be clarified, kindly just raise up your hands. We'll give you the opportunity. As usual, you are expected to turn off your microphones when you are not speaking. Regular and timely attendance is equally very, very crucial, because it is only then that we actually know whether or not this training is actually being followed. And of course, you are allowed sense of humor a little bit, because we do not want a very boring sort of classroom. Finally, completion of the homework is very, very, very important every week, and attend as much as possible for your certificate to be given to you. So that is as far as that bit of it is concerned. So at this point in time, we now want to start by introducing the trainers. It is important that you get to know who your trainers are. Yes, I will start with myself. My name is Tom O'Rourke. I have been into the agri sector for several years, spanning 25 years. My focus has been on fresh fruits and vegetables, and particularly on market access. That is the area that I've got specialty into, that I've been into the last couple of years. At the same time, it's important to share with you the fact that I am one of the experts for COLEAD doing market access. I do market access for other organizations, if not COLEAD. I've also been an expert in commercial negotiation for the same organization. Similarly, I'm running a World Bank project in the Republic of Kenya, where I'm in charge of avocado, particularly matters to do with market access. Most importantly also is the fact that the organization that I work for, Dairin, also is an exporter of fresh fruits and vegetables with a focus onto the European Union market and the Middle East. And therefore basically saying that the experience that we have as an organization will also be very key in terms of supporting your experience, so that at least when you're talking about market access, we are talking about market access from a practical perspective. So thank you very much for that. Now I welcome my colleague, Edwin, to also do his introduction. Edwin, please.
Thank you very much, Tom. I don't know if I'm audible. Let's start there.
Yes, you're very much audible. Very much
Great.
so.
Good afternoon, the guys in East Africa and Southern Africa. Good morning, the people in Central America, or rather the people in Central Africa, and probably good morning, very good morning to the people in the Americas. My name is Edwin Alum. I'll be the co-trainer with Tom, as Tom had mentioned. And just a brief about myself is I've been a finance professional for over 17 years. I started working in different industries, telecommunications, there was oil industry. Then I spent majority of the time in the fast-moving consumer goods. Later on, I came back to Kenya, where I established an exporting company. The exporting company deals with fresh fruits and vegetables. I did not abandon my trainings or my choice of what is it called profession. And I've been on the side training SMEs, especially on financial literacy, financial planning, forecasting, and of course, being able to do your break evens and being able to assess whether you are ready for funding and all those things. For COLEAD, I've been a trainer with an expert trainer with them and a trainer of trainers since 2019. And we've done a lot of trainings on them. There is commercial negotiation, there is finance and accounting, there is this market access. There's a lot of other digital trainings which we do not have to belabor. And over that period of time, we've of course interacted with different people. I enjoy trainings because then again, the capacity building, I also learn during the capacity building, I also learned from a lot of these organizations, because most of you are drawn from the same field, and it is something that I'm always keen as we interact. What is it that I can learn from the participants, much as I'm the one who is supposed to be training. So today I'll not talk much about myself. Tom, I think, has done excellently to introduce the program, and Tom, over to you, even as you continue. Then I'm sure we'll get to know each other more. But what I would have asked before Tom comes back is if everyone could write instead of maybe writing prof or HP or NZ, you can just type your name. You can change your name so that when we view it, it's very easy to take attendance. I think I believe Tom had talked about taking attendance, and it would be easier if we know who is on the call just by the name that appears beside your picture or beside your icon on the screen. That would be great. Yes, Gadi Band, I see that, and at least for you, we see your name on the screen, so it's easy. Thank you very much. Tom, please go ahead. Even as the participants change their names to match the profile. Tom? Is Tom with us or he has left? Okay, as Tom comes back, I think what he was talking about, the participation, let me just take you through that even as he comes back. The participation would be very vital. I don't know if everyone has registered and accessed the COLID training platform and registered. Is that the case just by a show of hand or just by writing on the chat box? Is that the case for the guys who are in attendance? Gadi, have you been able to do that? Or Prof? Christine says yes. Johannes? And Abraham? Abraham, have you been able to access the COLID platform and registered yourself? Gadi says yes. NZ, I don't know who NZ is, but maybe, yes, Nancy. This is Nancy Ziambi. Nancy Ziambi said, I had a challenge with the Moodle. What challenge did you have, if you don't mind? Maybe you can just write it on the chat box. As Nancy writes that, any word from Johannes and Prof? You can just unmute and talk.
Hello. Yes, I've been able to register on the platform.
Thank you very much for the confirmation. Abraham? Was that Johannes or Abraham speaking? That was Johannes. There's somebody called Prof. I don't know who that is. So, Prof says yes. Prof, what is the full name, please? If you don't mind.
Okay, Professor is my first given name.
Okay. What is the other name? That's very interesting. What is the other name?
All right, it's Professor Edward Matarus.
Great. Edward. I think Edward is what I knew. And then, were you able to log in to the platform and register yourself?
Yes, I did.
Great. Thank you very much. I think Nancy is talking about downloading the app. I don't think you need to do that. There is a link that was shared, and we can help you after this session, so that is not a problem. So if everyone in the call at least was able to register their names, then I think we are halfway there. And I believe Tom is back. Tom, are you able to hear us? Or you're still having
please,
some
I'm sorry
issues?
for that.
No problem, no problem. So basically, we were talking about, the colleagues were telling me about if there was any challenge connecting to Moodle, and majority, maybe except Nancy, said she had a challenge. So I don't think anybody else had a challenge, but you can take over from here. You can go ahead. I think we've discussed just my introduction and that. We've not done much after that.
Yeah, I think that is fine. Thank you so much, Edwin, and thank you so much, team, for that. I hope I'm audible, Edwin.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you so much. Now, we have done a presentation, we have done the introduction, we have also done the presentation of ourselves so that you get to know us. I think our other colleagues are still, we have colleagues who are joining. Let me just admit them, admit all. Okay, they're coming. Now, it is now time to do introduction of you, our dear participants, so that we also get to know you, and you also get to know one another. Now, the introduction will have a format, and that format basically means that you cover various areas that will then allow us to be able to know you much better. Allow me to stop sharing again and just readjust this so that this introduction session goes according to plan. Just hold on, just hold on. Let me then just share the screen again. Yes, I hope you're able to see the screen. Are we able to see the screen?
Yes,
Yes,
please go ahead.
visible.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, this is where now the rubber meets the road. We have gotten the opportunity to know about Khalid. We have gotten, again, the opportunity to get to know the trainers. So it's now a matter of now getting to know who the participants, who the trainees are. And therefore, this is the order. You will tell us your name, right? And I think like my colleague Edwin says, when we log onto the system, I think it's only fair that we are also able to get to know who has actually entered the room. And therefore, number one is that after this training, kindly just change your settings so that if you're Tom War, let it be Tom War and not maybe XY. That would be very good of you. And then secondly, what is your organization? What does your organization do? And what is your role in that organization? That helps us to understand what your organization does, the products and services, your role, and in the final analysis as trainers, it is then easier for us to address your unique problems because we want to believe that all of us are actually uniquely having their own challenges and opportunities that cannot be said to be one size fits all. And then finally, let us know your country. And as you tell us about your country, what is one thing that is special about your country? If you ask me about Kenya, I will tell you that we are runners, yet I am not a runner, right? But it's important for us to get to know one special thing about your country. Number 5, your experience on accessing domestic, regional, and international markets. All of us are in business. Edwin is an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur. All of you are actually entrepreneurs. Let us exchange these ideas. What is your experience when you access the domestic market? What are the challenges? How about the regional market? How about international market? Remember, we are talking about market access. Market access doesn't necessarily mean international markets. It starts from my doorstep to the regional and then to the international market. While we say this, remember the challenges that are now bedeviling the international market in terms of freight. So then it basically means that it's about time you actually thought about possibilities of investing in the domestic market and the regional markets. So yes, that is important. Finally, what do you expect to get out of this training? That is important because if you do not address this, then yourself and your organization will actually have walked out without something to write home about. So I invite you to perhaps even just take a picture of this slide because I want to stop sharing. You either take a picture of this slide as you do the introduction, or you write it down. The information that will give us is actually very, very crucial. But I want this to be as informal as possible, because if we put it formally, then we miss out on certain areas. So kindly take a snapshot of this slide or write them down, because I want to pull the screen so that when you start an introduction, I want to appreciate our colleagues from Ghana and the laughter that also comes from Ghana when Ghana's Asante Kotoko wins football match, for example. I would wish to listen to our colleagues from Zimbabwe and get to know what is happening in Bulawayo and all the plantations that are actually around Bulawayo area. That is, for example, I know we have our colleagues, from Southern America. I'm not for sure that they have actually joined. It would be important also to listen to them. Now, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I am pulling down this screen. I'm stopping sharing in a bit, and now over to the participants to be able to take us through training, introduction. So in front of me, there is a name written Prof. Okay, I'll be taking a roll call now. So I want to believe my colleague with the name Prof on the screen. Kindly let us know who your name is and follow the script the same way I've actually indicated to you. So let's move on. Over to you.
Right. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's me who is indicated Prof over there. So, like I said before, I am Professor Edward Mataruse. Professor being my first given name, not a title. I'm just Mr. Professor Edward Mataruse. I think that's one thing that is funny about me, that most of the people think that's my title, to be called Prof, yet this is my birth given name. So, are you hearing me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So, I come from
And just a
Zimbabwe.
request, if you could actually just get to know your face, if you don't mind, you could actually just show us your face, and then after that, you can just
Okay, no problem. Let me try to switch on the video. Just a moment. Okay. I just want again to access this. Right, you can see me now.
Yeah.
very well. So thank you very much, sir. We're happy.
Okay. So I come from Zimbabwe, particularly a region or a province called Masvingo, but I'm based in Harare. That's where I do much of my work, and I work under the Zimbabwe Farmers Union, which is, of course, a farmer organization that is surrounds the whole parts of Zimbabwe, and particularly from my side, I'm a regional farmer coordinator for two regions or for two provinces. That is Mash Central and Mash West. So basically, as Zimbabwe Farmers Union, we represent farmers, trying by all means to uplift the performance of farmers in terms of production itself, in terms of being organized, in terms of marketing of their products, as well as representing them in on different platforms. Basically, that's how we work as a Zimbabwe Farmers Union or as ZFU. So something special about Zimbabwe is that we have 5 regions when it comes to the agroecological regions. The region 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, the region 1 receiving much rainfall, and the region 5 receiving less rainfall. So you find we have different operations when it comes to agriculture in Zimbabwe. However, the horticultural part is concentrated in areas around Mash East, Mash West, and Mash Central. That is the areas where I am very much based on. So, in terms of my experience on market access, I have so much experience in terms of the local market. As one of our key indicator when it comes to working with farmers, we try to create those organized markets and also to penetrate already organized markets for the farmers so that they could access better markets. Then in terms of regional, I don't have much experience on that, as we usually work with other experts that have very much experience in that category of marketing the agricultural produce that is in the regional and international markets. So I really expect that from this course, that is for the rest of these 4 weeks, I really think I should have more information about accessing those regional and international markets. That is what could be the main hindrance that farmers face when it comes to the regional markets, as opposed to these domestic markets that I am very much used to. So that's my main expectation. That is learning about the nitty-gritties of what is needed when it comes to the regional and international market, how to break through from the start, engaging the regional and international markets. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prof. That's very good of you. Very good summary and giving us an insight into your organization. Now we move on to Christine.
Good afternoon. My name is Christine Chizana. I'm the director of Chisel Investments, which is a horticulture exporting company. We export mulch to pea and sugar snaps. And for our local markets, we do tomatoes, cabbages, peas. And my expectations of this course is to further enhance my marketing skills and to penetrating more markets for other products outside what I'm currently doing. And I'm excited to be part of this class and part of this group. Thank you.
Your country, anything special about your country? Follow the script, and perhaps maybe for 3 minutes, you could actually just see your face.
Yeah, I'm from Zimbabwe. Yeah, we've had not a very good season again, 2 years in a row. It's been a drought season, but for us, we are privileged to have irrigation infrastructure. In the region that I come from is the Highveld, so we managed to have sufficient rains for our production to be fairly a normal season.
Okay, thank you, Christine. We move on to Johannes Muchunguzi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
I'm just gonna put on the camera for 1 minute and wave. And then I'm gonna switch it off. Hi, so my name is Johannes. I'm coming from JJ Agro Growers. We are a Tanzanian company based in Dar es Salaam with operations in southern coastal area and the Southern Highlands, so Mtwara, Morogoro, Tanga. We deal with spices, cashews. I believe my co-founder has actually attended one of these meetings, Joyce Kamugisha. She also happens to be my mother, so it's a family business. My role in the company is a business developer, marketing. So more or less I work with social media marketing, campaigns, strategy, and how to grow and find new markets. What else was supposed to share? What else did you want to?
The script was very clear. I think you are doing well. Your role in the organization, you've told us, your country, you've told us. Anything special about Tanzania? Your experience in accessing domestic, regional, and international market, and of course your expectations. Just share with us those, and then I think we're done.
Okay. I don't want to start any regional wars here by saying Tanzania is the best country, but I think Tanzania has very wide biodiversity, which is one of its when it comes to animals, when it comes to economy, when it comes to even culture. And I think that's one of the advantages, which means the market itself within Tanzania is wide. However, considering we deal with products that are very easily accessible within the Tanzania and most of the regional countries, my goal is to understand how we can attract southern, western, and northern clients. So my goal with this course is to learn how to learn more about the challenges and the possibilities of selling to other. I wouldn't say necessarily regional, but I would say more into Africa markets. And the reason why I say this is because, for example, cashews, they're also available in Malawi, they're available in other countries. Of course, Kenya is a very good market, but Kenya can easily source from Tanzania. So the price margins are very low for us if we try to sell within East Africa itself. However, of course, it's also something I'm very much interested, but I'm quite aware that the potential is trying to sell to maybe Egypt or to sell to South Africa or Namibia. These are markets that are a little bit farther away from us and don't necessarily have the same volumes in crops as we do.
Thank you so much, Johannes. I really appreciate and pass my regards to Joyce. We had a session with Joyce, I think, about 2 years ago. So thank you so much for that information. We move on to Nancy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nancy Ziambi. So I'm just also going to put on my camera briefly, and then I'll turn it off. Can you see me? That's Nancy Ziambi. All right. So I'm joining in from Harare, Zimbabwe. I represent an organization called Women in Agriculture Union, or WOW, W-A-U. This is an organization for women farmers, particularly smallholder farmers. Although we've got 1 or 2 large-scale farmers, our membership also comprises women that are currently in the diaspora from all over the world. But when they do get a chance to come home, they're also into farming. So our organization has got a national footprint. So we are in all the 10 provinces, but based, our headquarters being in Harare. So we do have representation through chapters, like the Matabeleland chapter will be housed in Bulawayo, the Manicaland chapter will be housed in Mutare, etc. I realize you do know Bulawayo, so that would be our southern region membership. And then in terms of my role, I'm a trustee, one of the trustee and founding members of Women in Agricultural Union. So our country being Zimbabwe. And then one special thing about Zimbabwe, for us, obviously, our interest will be in the role of women. And yeah, Zimbabwe still happens to be quite top heavy on the patriarchal side. So our chances of land ownership or, land tenure are still full of challenges, but that's something that we're working on. So the organization also wants to influence policy on access to land by women, access to finance, and access to infrastructure, capital, and markets for our women members. So our experience in terms of accessing markets, well, obviously, for now, we've very much been trying to strengthen activity on the local market. So it comes with its own challenges, like the road networks, access to those loans, that need collateral if they're from financial institutions, and you find that women don't have ownership of that land to access that capital. But it's something that's been improving steadily, and we're hoping to realize quite a bit of fruition in the near future. In terms of what I would like to obviously look at beyond our borders. So we capacitate women in terms of farming, so from the soil to the plate, but also in terms of value addition. We don't want our women to just look at the produce as it is. What value can they add to that produce? So they have been going a step further in terms of value addition to the produce that they work on, so that they realize more. So we are inculcating the farming to be farming, not just for farming, but to farming as a business. So that's what we would want to really continue working on and encouraging our women farmers. And then finally, in terms of what am I expecting from this training, basically, I think the ease of accessing the external market, that is the regional and the international market, from where we are. Otherwise, we really have not done much of that. It's just been private, isolated, informal export of things like the horned cucumber or okra that's going to specific markets of our people that are in the diaspora. But we would like to formalize that, and that is the expectation that I have from this training. Thank you.
That's great, Nancy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that very insightful information. We move on to Abraham. Abraham, are you there? Hello, Abraham? Abraham doesn't seem to be around. Let's move to Andrew Mwaria. Andrew, please.
Okay, thank you. I hope everyone can see me.
Yes,
My
we
name
can
is.
see you.
Okay, thank you. For just short, my name is Andrew Mwaria from Tanzania country, from Dar es Salaam region. I'm in a Magnesio company which deals to export the agro cashews, coffee, this agro commodities. So when I'm going to the special things about my country, our country, Tanzania, is a conducive country where there are some things like policies conducive, where we can export, we can have such kind of investment which help us to facilitate our issues in the market in general. So we thank God for the conducive environment in our country, where the government and other people facilitate to this conducive environment to occur. What we expect from this trainee is to, as my colleague says, is easy penetration of market, to assess the market outside the country. So we are looking forward to get that from you guys. So just summary short that. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I can see Abraham is back. Abraham?
Yes, good afternoon.
Proceed.
Okay, my name is Abraham Akono from Ghana. I belong to an organization called Kro Mango Farmers and Processors Association. we are into mango production for the both food local export and then local manufacturers, processes. As part of the organization, we produce for these companies like Blue Sky, HPW, and other processes, multilateral processes which are in the country of currently. My role in the organization is I'm an agronomist by profession. So I serve as a technical manager for the group. I advise them on agricultural practices, good agricultural practices, and how to go about the farming, challenges and everything. I help to address these things. I also belong to the marketing group of the company, and we source the markets for local processes. So for that reason, in Ghana, to talk about Ghana, we have 2 seasons of rainfall in Ghana. We have the major season, which starts from December to July. And then we have the minor season, also starting from early July to December. So in the mango production, we have the major season production, which is throughout the country. And as far as the minor season is concerned, it's only limited to the south area, that's southern Ghana, namely from a Greater Accra, Eastern region, Volta region, and some part of Central region. So about 3 regions or 4 regions are experience this minor season mango production. Our challenges, our experience with the market is that our production is basically domestic, and we face the challenges when we have a glut. Our processors who take off most of our produce, their capacity is sometimes very low, so there's little they can take. And then when it comes to that, we face challenges of post-harvest losses. So from this, we want to explore other areas like the regional and international markets, so that those will help us to alleviate these post-harvest losses we are seeing. For example, this season, we have a very drought mango season, or even though the production area is, as I mentioned, only in the surface sector, but we feel the challenge of marketing. Most of our produce got, rotten and all those kind of things. And for that matter, it has been a very good challenge to us. So from this training, I think we will learn how to explore other markets so that these challenges we are facing will be a thing of the past. That's what I can say for now.
Very good, Abraham. Thank you so much for that. We now understand the challenges and opportunities within the mango value chain in Ghana. Thank you very much for that. Joseph, please. Joseph Malabeja. Is Joseph hearing me?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Do you hear me?
Yes, Joseph, we are hearing you.
Okay. I'm Joseph Malabeja from Ignacio Company Limited in Tanzania. In Tanzania, we have good land for producing different commodities for cash crops such as coffee, cashew nuts, and the others. So my expectation in this session, I think And I'm looking for to get good experience because I don't have a good experience on many things in marketing. So at the end of this session, I think I'll be good in marketing. Thank you.
Which products do you do, Joseph?
Coffee.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. We move on to all right. We have spoken to. We move on to HP. HP, tell us who you are.
Good evening. Okay, I'm Apollinaire Prosper from Megnacio. I think my colleagues have already explained it.
Come again, I didn't get your name, sir.
I'm Apollinaire Prosper from Megnacio. I'm a quality specialist, and I think my colleague have already explained about Megnacio Company Limited, so there's nothing to add.
Okay, thank you very much for that very brief introduction. I am not so sure. Gadi Panda.
Hello, yeah, thank you very much. Sorry, my internet is not good here today, so I might be breaking up, but I'm going to try my best to be in a hurry. Okay, my name is Gadi Banda. I'm based in Malawi. I'm a founder of a company, founder and director of a company called Ramsey Agriculture. We mainly specialize in cultivation of perennial crops for many export markets, all the way from palm oil, macadamia nuts, cashew nuts, coffee, cocoa, and the like. And one special about our country, Malawi, is that our country, Malawi, is regarded to be an agricultural country, but we don't produce so many crops, to be honest with you. Only 4 million.
Hello, have we lost him?
Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Proceed.
Thank you. We may not produce tobacco, tea, sugar, and coffee are the major products which normally export on the market. But it has got the potential to produce others which we are not able to commercialize them. That is what my business came into the market be. We're trying to commercialize the cultivation of palm oil, cultivation of cocoa, cultivation of cashew nuts, cultivation of sisal, which is there in this country, but there's no any other good process to ensure that we can be able to produce them at a large scale for the export market. So for me, actually I'm looking for this course is that I would like to find a good knowledge on how best I can be able to access the international market for these products which I'm producing at the moment. They are just in the field.
Yeah, I think we have lost Banda along the way, but his message is up.
My best.
Oh yeah,
Anything. I hope you got it wrong.
Proceed, Banda.
Yeah, I think that's all I can say. Let me just take my picture. I think I did try to be good, but actually the internet is poor.
It's okay. We appreciate you've actually gotten to know about what you do in Malawi, and I think that is good. I can at least now wave to you.
Yeah, I can. So I'm frozen as well.
Don't mind. Don't mind. I am not so sure whether there is a name I have left. It is possible I could have left. So any other person that I could have left is not intentional. Human being is to err. Anybody that has not introduced himself or herself, I want to believe all of us have known one another. And that is very, very important because now we know that we are today largely coming from African countries. Our colleagues from Southern America, I think probably will join us as the training continues. Now, thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you very much for sharing with us the experiences, the names of the company and product and services that you do alongside your expectation. That is very important because it will help us to listen to you and to be able to tailor-make this training to be able to fit within your various situations. At this juncture, allow me to request my colleague Edwin to come in and take us through for the remaining session. Edwin, please come in. If you perhaps want me to share my screen, it's okay, but if you are okay, I think that is also okay.
Please,
Welcome,
you can
Edwin.
go ahead and share. You can go ahead and share. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you, everyone. At least we've gotten to know different things about the countries. So not to take too much time, I see we are almost over. Just help me share the screen from where you left off, Tom, if you don't mind. Is Tom with us or he also left?
Yes, I'm sharing the screen. Are you hearing me?
Ah, okay. Yeah, now I can hear you. You had gone
Okay.
a bit.
I am sorry. I am sorry. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, we can just go to the next slide. So as you can see, we don't take much. So for our objectives, dear colleagues, basically, I think we've touched on it as we were introducing ourselves, our countries. You were mentioning some of the challenges that you have. Basically, one of the objectives is to describe the different business models of the local market, the regional market, the export market, and assess the risks and benefits of these models for the producers and for the company. Then, of course, we are going to look at, or we are hoping that by the end of this training, we can be able to describe the respective requirements of each of these markets. There are a lot of regulatory differences. For example, in Europe, Tom would know that. And in the Middle East, it's different from Europe. In Africa, and then we have different trade blocks, COMESA in East Africa, we have the ECOWAS in West Africa, SADC, and all this. We will be able to check some of the requirements of these markets. Then we describe the steps to take to reach the desired markets. What is the route to market? How do I get my mangoes, let's say, from Ghana to Europe, for example? What are the technical, financial implications of this business? Because everybody wants to have access to international markets and probably regional markets, but then have not worked out the financial and technical implications of this. We hopefully by the end of the training will be able to work that out and eventually make informed decisions regarding development into new markets, having, of course, clearly identified the steps. And for this one, just before we leave this slide, I would like the participants, and we will, of course, do a reminder on this before our next session, which is on, today is Thursday, our next session is on Tuesday, same time. I would like everyone just to write something brief on the side about what their company and the products that they sell, what is the unique selling proposition. If you're selling mangoes, what is your unique selling proposition? Or what is the unique selling proposition of your company? What is so unique about your company that is a cut above the rest or a cut above the competition that you have? So we'll just go through that as our refresher in the next session, but I would like everyone who have attended, and we'll reach out to the guys who have not attended, to just write that as a step for us to know where we are and know if you actually know what your unique selling propositions are. So I think that you can note that down so that we start with that the next session. Go ahead, Tom. And now, just before we leave the session, we have maybe 2 more minutes. As I was telling you when Tom was having the challenges that we need to go into the co-lead platform. I'm glad that everyone except maybe Nancy, who is in this call, was able to go and click and register for the e-learning platform. So Nancy, these are the process to follow. And I think if you follow it again, you're not going to have any challenge. You will not need to get an app for anything. You can do it online. It is an online service. You don't necessarily need to get the app. Once you log in and you register, the links are here. We can share them again on WhatsApp if for anyone who has not been able to do it. And then you'll be able to go into the course called Market Access. You can even click here. Of course, the fact that all of you are able to enroll have gone through this to just emphasize it for somebody who might not have. done that. If there is any question on this one, please reach out to Tom, myself, anytime, then we'll be able to assist you on this. Just go ahead, Tom. And then at the end of this session, Tom, I think I'd mentioned this when he was describing what is the end result of this. So there'll be a certificate of participation and a certificate of achievement, and there are conditions to it. So I think when we were going through what is expected of the trainers and what is expected of the learners, we talked about attendance. Like today, you've attended a session. We talked about doing of the assignments. We also talked about going into the platform and completing the sections. The sections are always have a tick besides them for those guys who are able to access. Once you complete a section, you just mark it as done, and then you go and do the assessment. You read the materials; they're all available. Again, if there is any challenge, please reach out. And then attending these sessions are important because then not everything is written. Like you realize we are talking about whatever is on the slide is two lines, but we are talking some other things on the side. So it is important for you to attend the sessions to get the meat around the bone or the structure that is shared either in the platform or when we are presenting the PowerPoint slides. Then we will have, of course, there is assessment criteria. You find that you have to attend at least 85% of these sessions. You have to pass all the assessments. The pass mark is, I believe 90%, but we can check that again online and be able to share with you. Of all the activities must be also completed, not just the assessment. You cannot jump to the assignment. You have to complete the sections as well. Read through them. The information is useful for you to be able to meet your objectives of knowing how to navigate market access. The opportunities for you to be able to also improve your professional skills, because again, different markets require different things and require also a different approach. And this is a good training for you to be able to see where you stand. Then you can check your progress at the end of this session. And also most of the tools that are there are available for you, not just now, but even after the training for you to use. So I would urge that not just for the certificates, but I would urge that you participate in going through the classes and also going through the many resources that have taken hours and hours for colleagues to come up with that are in the Moodle platform. And this Moodle platform is free. Most of these trainings are paid for elsewhere, and it's not very cheap. But this is an opportunity for us to conduct it and for us to go through the training virtually for free. Next slide, please. So basically, this training was organized as part of the Fit for Market Plus program, funded, of course, by the European Union, which we are grateful for. This program, as you know, and as Tom had rightfully introduced, is from COLID. And we are here courtesy of COLID's Fit for Market Plus program. Go for it. So the key messages for today, I think we've gone through quite a bit. We've introduced ourselves. We have gone through what we need to do, what is expected of us. And we have gone through COLID as well, what they are and why they're organizing this training. And you've also shared your objectives, what you expect from this training. And we are hoping for an interactive session as we go ahead. But most importantly, please don't forget to come back with your unique selling proposition, both for your company and for your product. That is usually the reason why anything is sellable, is that there's somebody, a customer or a consumer somewhere, who believes in some uniqueness to that product. It's not just always a price, but it could be a lean organization trust structure. It could be the packaging. It could be how fast you deliver it to the market. Of course, I don't want to preempt the training, but these are some of the things. I'm just trying to give you ideas how to go about when you're writing about your unique selling proposition for your organization and for your product. I don't know if there's any questions before we just wrap it up. Any questions from the participants? Please just unmute and ask, and we can cover that so that we don't lock anyone out. Is Abraham talking, or is just unmuted himself?
I think I'm okay. I'm okay for now.
Okay. No problem. Any other question? Joseph, Andrew, Gadi? Christine, Nancy, anyone? I think, Tom, everybody seems to be okay for now. And I'll hand it back to you. Maybe if there's anything, last comments, then we can close.
Thanks so much, Edwin. That was really very good. Really appreciate the coverage that you have done. And to our dear participants, I think today we did not mean to keep you here for long, but as events have actually unfolded, I think we have gone past the duration that we actually expected to spend for the day. So if there is no question, I think at this juncture, we can close for the day and then meet on Tuesday again, 11:30 GMT, 14:30 EAT, 12:30 Brussels time, 13:30 Central African time on Tuesday. The brief assignment that Edwin has shared with you, please I'll work on it. It will be the basis and the foundation of the training for next week. And then we shall be in a position to pick from there. Other than that, if there isn't anything so burning, then I think we can only say bye-bye and we meet on Tuesday at the same time, right?
Bye-bye.
Okay, cheers, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.